Hello everybody. Yeah, we are already on a trade today, so I'll just show it to you. We are currently in profits. Yeah, this was based on a liquidity sweep. But before that, let me just check the if the audio is coming right, because I am not exactly sure. So I will just make sure that is correct. Yeah, looks fine. So we're currently in profits. I'll quickly explain the rationale of this trade. Yeah, just give me a moment. Yeah. Yeah, so the rationale is simple. So what we have done is we have waited for a liquidity sweep on this high, and sweep was the sweep has happened right here, and then price displaced a bit. Then there was another pullback up. Then there was a really good bearish candle here on the 15 minutes. So I saw that bearish candle and I knew that okay, there's a high probability for price to continue to the downside when the market opens, when the US market opens for the New York Open. That is how I entered this trade. Now, this is just unrealized profit. The trade has not entered, so I'm not saying this will enter in a profit, but this was based on my setup, and that's how I've entered this particular trade. So we'll wait and see what happens. Yeah, this trade was entered on the 15 minutes candle. Yeah, this current status on the left, I'll just quickly update that as well. We are currently at minus 150 loss. We have recovered a portion of this 186 net loss that you see on the left side panel. I'll just update that. Okay, so we go here and then just quickly update. Okay, so from 184 we have recovered $50 and now it is at $146 loss. So hopefully we can make some good improvement today. But yeah, you never know, right? Yeah. Okay, so we are good to go. Let's go to the chart and I'll try to explain you what has happened. Okay, so let's go. So if I come to the trading view chart, so the first thing that I see today is that before open of the New York market, there was a sweep on this particular candle. And when usually pre-New York session, when price sweeps, there's a higher tendency for price to continue in the direction opposite to the sweep. So after grabbing liquidity in New York market, usually price continues with the trap. So here price trapped the traders who are bought here got trapped. then price reversed. And usually, if before New York, if the liquidity sweep has happened, price tends to follow the setup. That is, price reverses off. But this is just a high probability trade. There is no guarantee that this will be a winner. Based on usual New York market momentums, this should have actually hit our target way before. It moves quite fast after the New York Open. But here, as you can see, price is quite slow, so it could reverse. So it's not showing that much strength, let's say. Yeah, that is something that we have to look out for. And it would be better for us to trial given the conditions that market has been operating in the last few months. It has been quite weak and slow and then choppy, so cannot guarantee on anything. Let's see if we have a better target area below this one. On the 1 hour chart, yeah, we have another zone of liquidity over here. So price might actually tap that today because it's showing signs. Yeah, we'll wait and see if it hits our target. I was planning to put out a short video today, but then the edit didn't come out well, so I had to cancel the plan. Might have to work on it a bit later. I will sign into the chat as well in case there is somebody. The last month, New York Open has been so weak. A couple of months back, if you had looked at New York Open, price always used to ramp through, like it used to fire up through all the price levels. Now it's just there existing, just like that, not moving or not showing intent directly. A lot of people were trapped on this buy. This is SMT actually. If you look at MES, MES did not take out this high, but MNQ did take out this high again. So a lot of people got trapped again here. This is called smart money divergence. This happens when two correlated pairs like MNQ and MES shows different signals. For example, when MNQ took this high, MES did not. MES did not have the strength to take out that high. That shows that since MES is the main index here, that shows that whatever move has happened on MNQ, the takeout of this liquidity zone, this breakout, in other words, was actually fake and it was used to trap other buyers. That is what this means because this movement was induced. It was not a real market move. Otherwise, this would have happened in MES as well. So that is what happened here. That's one of the narrations that experts in the field give for these kind of moves, SMD. So that's an added signal for our confluence. Usually most traders tend to have this thing that when they see unrealized profit on the screen, it feels like it has already become ours. But the truth is that this is still not profit. This is not in our account yet. Most trades actually run into profits and then go back to hit your stop loss. But one of the major psychological issues that we have is because we assume, okay, whatever money that I'm seeing on the screen right now on my unrealized PNL is actually mine. That cognitive uh, weakness that we have, our primitive brain has, is one of the biggest reasons that we feel intense revenge trading instinct because we feel like we have lost money in although in reality we have not even received that money in the first place. But human mind always treats unrealized profit as if it's yours. If we can trick our brain to adapt to you know this particular feeling and train ourselves to understand that the money that is unrealized at this point is not yours, that could actually benefit a lot. That could, in fact, stop revenge trading by a lot. But yeah, that is one of the most difficult things to achieve, to be honest. Yeah, price is reversing. We can see our profits are getting smaller. I've also noticed this thing about me that when I'm in a winning trade or if I've had a winning trade, I always tend to speak more confidently. Suddenly I'm more loud, excited. I know that is because somewhere in my subconscious, my inner brain is much happier than I'm used to. While if I've lost a trade, or if I'm in a losing trade, or if it's a bad trade, I always hesitate. I don't give out suggestions or advices or my trading experiences like that. I don't usually tell what is in my mind. I'm usually a bit worried about the trade that I took. Yeah, and that's all too within yourself. It's not even on your conscious part of the brain. That's why sometimes you're not even aware about it. It's only after you see yourself for a very long time that you understand, okay, that is how you behave it when you're in a bad trade and when you're in a good trade or a winning trade. It's a completely different personality. It's like two different sides of you at two different times. And most of the time you're not even conscious about it. It's so fascinating. Fascinating and revealing and scary at the same time. But it actually helps you out a lot as well to adapt to it, to change the way you trade according to that, and to understand yourself well. That is one of the best things about watching yourself trade. In fact, recording yourself trade actually. You can come back to it and check what you did, how you felt, how you reacted to all circumstances. Yeah, I think to be honest, if you are a beginner or if you are an intermediate trader who's not consistently profitable, I think you should stream on YouTube. Even if you're not making profits, I think you should just stream on YouTube because it's one of the best ways to see yourself make decisions in the moment, in the heat of the moment. So that's one of the best ways to store your, trading journal in a way. You can always come back to it and see how you behaved at a particular point in time. And it will help all of us out a lot, I believe. I think this might be a good time for us to trial our SL because there is a clear swing high that the market has left here. So if we want, we can actually keep our SL here so that we can avoid any potential losses. I will do that once price breaks this level. Sometimes I feel like I don't want to put it to break even. If I'm doing something, I need to take a small bit of profit. Don't want to exit. I don't want to feel like it was zero effort. But yeah, for risk management purposes, actually putting it to break even is also a very valid idea, and many people do it actually. It's targeting these lows, so I will just update it. Yeah, that's the perfect place where I want my TP. I'm not pretty happy with how the price is moving. It's not moving in strength and intent. It's slowly drifting towards the target, so not sure how reliable it is. That's a good break. Let's see what's the RR for this trade if it works. It's 3.75 RR. Okay, it's a pretty good RR. I think now we can trial it to this area that we saw because we don't have want to lose money now because the price is moved pretty good. And now if it takes out this high, actually even then it could actually hit our target. But I don't want the SL to be taken after the price has moved this much. So usually what I follow is if my if my trade is in profits, I usually trial to the one third of the profit amount and just keep pushing. I know that's not the most ideal approach, but see, sometimes you have to understand. I've heard people say that you have to trial based on the market structure. That's the ideal way to trade. But in such cases, what you're doing is you're only paying attention to what the market is saying. But we have to pay attention to what our mind is saying as well, our psychology. If you see huge profits and the market structure says, okay, the trade has moved, let's say 5 hour, and the market structure says you can only trial 1 hour, and if you trial 1 hour and the price comes back and hits your 1 hour trade, 1 hour SL, how will you feel? Most people avoid that question, but that question is very important. If it will make you feel horrible and you will revenge trade later, then what was the point of following the market structure in the first place? So I think it's very important when a trade is already in big profit, you have to trial it to such an area where you can hold your temperament and be okay with price hitting that trailing SL. But at the same time, it shouldn't be like too tight as well and feel like okay. So it has to be a balance. You have to take into account market structure and your psychology as well. Has to be in such a way that you shouldn't feel terrible after that trailing SL being hit, and at the same time, it shouldn't be so bad or so tight that there was no way for price other than hitting the trailing SL. So it has to be a balance. You have to consider your psychology. So that is why I have kept like 1/3 of my total profit that I've achieved. I've always considered that to be my trailing SL, even if the market structure is not allowing it, because I don't want if $500 is the current price level, the unrealized profit. I want at least 200 or 170, $160 profit from that trade. Otherwise, I don't think mentally I would be okay losing, let's say, all that 500. So that's what I do. Here, the profit amount is small. That is why I'm not trialing. But yeah, I think that's another aspect of trading that you should consider. How would your psychology be affected afterwards? That's very important in deciding your. It shouldn't be like you should not, sometimes you should not follow exact raw logic in the markets. You have to consider how your mind will react. I mean, to be honest, that is the most logical approach, right? You have to consider your brain as well. After all, that is part of trading. So yeah, that's what I think. Yeah, got a bad cold today. We're currently in profits.
Oh, it touched that SL. How would I? There, here,
Mm,
and then it.
no, no, no. That's so
This
that
is a.
so
Is this a bike tree?
no. So here is where I entered. So this is our
Okay.
target. It's go. I've scrolled.
Okay.
Sorry, mic was not on. I'll repeat. So here is where I entered. This is our target, and this is our stop loss.
Okay.
So yeah, this was the entry point.
Okay.
And entered on this candle, I think. No,
Why
this
do you
candle,
think it
this
will
candle.
come down? The prices will come down.
Yeah, I'll explain to you. So the reason is, you know, price actually moves based on liquidity or the number of orders in the market.
Mm.
Okay. So usually, so it's a bit more complex than this, but I will try to explain to you without the core logic of it because that will take a lot of time. For that, you have to understand the type of orders like market orders and limit orders. Since you do not understand that and that cannot be taught right now, I will just explain to you the mechanism. Usually, above these kind of, so these are called swing highs and swing lows.
Mm.
So this one is a swing high
Mm.
because if you look at it, you can see that it's kind of shaped like a swing, right?
Mm. Mm.
Yeah, it took a swing from here. So similarly, this is another, like if you go to 1 hour charts,
Okay.
this is a swing low, this is a swing high,
Mm.
this is another swing low, this is
Mm.
another swing high.
Mm.
So I trade on the 15 minutes.
Mm.
So what I do is I come to a swing high or a low, and for example, here we have the swing high.
Mm.
Price is moving like this.
Mm.
Usually, what happens is above swing highs and below swing lows, there are a lot of pending orders
Mm.
in the market,
Mm.
limit orders. So what happens is when price touches those levels, those orders will get executed
Mm.
because big banks and all they keep orders here.
Mm.
Once that happens, because so it's complicated, I'll explain to you later. So once that range is usually tapped, if price shows sudden movement to the downside,
Mm.
then there's a high probability that price might continue and take out the next swing low.
Okay.
So that is the, let's say, narrative or strategy behind my trade. Now, executing it is another whole.
So basically, saying once this is done, it will all again come back here. There'll be another swing
Yeah,
low here.
I won't use that term will.
Mm.
It's just high probability. It's not, and it depends on how price reacts to this liquidity zone. If it shows sudden movement, then you know that there were a lot of orders that got executed there,
Mm.
and price has a high probability to continue down.
Mm.
So that's why I entered this trade here when I saw this one. There was another candle that was quite bearish.
Mm.
That's why I entered this trade,
Mm.
assuming that price will continue down.
Mm.
Now I will trial it in some time when price moves down significantly because
Mm.
price is moving slowly.
Mm.
That is not giving me enough confidence to be in the trade for long.
Okay.
Okay, I don't think it might not actually move until here.
Mm.
So it all depends on how price is moving. If you can see price is pushing up now,
Mm.
that it happens. Price can swing both ways.
Mm.
So you never know what's going to happen. You have to just trust probability and take your trades and accept that some of them will be losses.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye.
Bye bye.
GG.
Yeah, price is pushing up. Price is pushing up. It could actually take out this high and then come back down. Very possible. I'm really sorry, it's a bad cold. How about we play some chess while while our trade is running. I don't know how many traders actually play chess, but I love playing chess, so I'm gonna play one game. Yeah, let's see. I like playing bullet chess. Interesting. Okay, so bullet chess is like 1 minute chess games. It's gonna be extremely fast, but it's fun. Didn't he just trap it? I think so. Let's go. Okay, it's a free pawn. Uh-oh, there's a fork. Okay, we'll take the knight. Just double up our rooks and go for the king. Who said that? I think Magnus Carlsen said it. If you come for the king, you better not miss. Yeah, so I think we'll go that route. Ah, shit, that was a blunder by me, but it's okay. I think we can still manage to trick him. Okay, can we trick him? Boom, time done. Yay, good game. Let's take a look at our trade, by the way. Still running fine. Price is too slow. Wow, it's going up. Let's look at MNQ, see how it's going. Okay, it's going up. MNQ is gonna take out the high again. It did take out the high that we mentioned. Now let's see how it reacts over here. Okay, it's still showing strength. Okay, guys, I think what I will do is I will just record what's gonna happen and then probably, yeah, mostly might actually hit the SL. So I'll just record the session and show you what's gonna happen. I mean, if it's gonna hit SL now, I'll just as well just stream it. Might as well stream it. Let's see if it's going to. So if we lose here, we'll lose another $100. That'll be like, so total 250 in losses. Yeah. So $250 will be like 25% of our account drawdown limit, which is like $1,000. And our profit target, as you can see on the left, is $2,000. Sorry, 1,500. Sorry, how much was it actually? Yeah, 1,500 is our target, and 1,000 is the max loss that we can take. So we'll be at 250 loss after taking this loss. That would put us with 75% of our remaining drawdown limit capital to achieve our target. Based on these market conditions, I feel like we might have to continue with some scalps because it doesn't look like market is rewarding uh, positional setups. That's even like for like even in the open, price is not moving to one side with intention. Then it becomes really difficult to take these kind of trades. So yeah, might have to do that. Okay, I think I will just record this and then probably try to upload a video on this. Yep.